Alright, let's get it started. This is box 6 of the Purge. Really think I'm going to run into a lot of stuff in this one that's not going to be purged, but it'll give you a chance to see what's in the box. Laugh Olympics. Love that cartoon. My boy Scooby-Doo on the front. Captain Caveman. Dynamite. You got Yogi. You got Boo Boo. You got Huckleberry Hound. Or you got Mudley. And yeah, it's Huckleberry Hound. I think I'm right. And another one. Yes, I am looking to complete this year. It is on my list. It's one of my big ones to do. This one may actually go Lensman. Even though it's an animated one, it's kind of one of those that I watched years ago, but really haven't. It's not part of my time period like Laugh Olympics is, so I probably will let it go in that way. Three Stooges. Another Three Stooges. Little Lotta in Foodland, and that's back when we didn't worry about, insulting anyone, and that's what I kind of like. We just kind of, Little Lotta was a fun character. As you see her here with Hulk Hogan. He's lifting 1,000 pounds. She's lifting him with 1,000 pounds. So again, she's just a stout girl. This is when Harvey Classics and took over later. Now she knows how to roll up in there. She's ice skating while actually carrying her food. Looks very appetizing. She's got a little bit of a ham, she's got cankles. So Bill Clinton would definitely like Little Lotta when she grew up. Uncles and Aunts. That's another little dot one. I'm guessing, and you look down the side, I love the little floating head things where you always have little boxes where they show you who else is in the book. Those are always pretty cool. Little Dot. She ran into some problems because her little dots were running off with the rain. Little Audrey and Melvin. See, she done played a game on him. And again, see on the side, there's all your box ones. See, that was a fun part about this time period. You could look over there and see that if you were a Tiny fan, there he was. You knew he was going to be in the book. You could actually go in there and read the story base more out of him. So you could have fun with that. This is her TV funny one. Just give him water to the giraffe. This is Tiny Toons 272. Little Duck Dodgers. Love I think the Duck Dodgers cartoon they did in later years was beautiful. It was so well done. It was such a good play. Really enjoyed it. And this is a thickie here. Looney Tunes. This is Greatest Hits. This is volume 1. What's Up, Doc? This, I've never really seen much more of those, so I'm kind of interested to know. This is the wrestler. You gotta love him. Like I said, I try to pick up these back and forth. Now this is one of the older ones. I apologize. Some of these I need to get rid of the pricing on it. Now again, there's your other way. Stick them down at the bottom like that and make it more of a the box version sort of thing, so that way you kind of go along the shadow box kind of feel to it. And then of course we have the very old Looney Tunes 10 center. Now, if you were like me and you found the Legion of Superheroes in the 31st century to be a really good animated series, I actually enjoyed that. I love the concept of Superboy not really knowing where he was or what he was going to do, traveling to the future, working with the Legion of Superheroes, where you kind of get his future time. And this one is the free comic book day one. And so is this one. But this one has the Fantasy Factory stamped on it. Fantasy Factory was an old comic book store here. They closed down. Eventually, the people who owned it decided it was time to wind things down and kind of retire, so they did close the whole shop. So we lost a couple of them around here like that just, they felt like by the end they were finishing up. Number 3. I have only a few of these I need, and I'll have this whole run. Number 4, Brainiac there. Number 5. Number 6. And number 7. Let's move those down. Number 8. And eventually they did make them get more and more together on the show in comparison and stuff. They did a good job at really doing this series. They didn't make as many characters as the Legion has, but it did do a good job of showing the ones that they did. So number 9, and as you see, I do have some duplicates, so I gotta decide if I want to get rid of some of them that are doubles just to thin down everything. So there may be some more stuff outside of the one thing that goes. It may be some of these duplicates, not the Fantasy Factory one, because I do want to keep that one, but the Free Comic Book Day one I could get rid of, because I already have one with the Fantasy Factory one. But Timberwolf, my favorite character of the Legion of Superheroes. They made him more feral and kind of brought him into more of a wolf-like state, where he was an animal more in comparison, and trying to control that. Even though I didn't like so much of that difference, it still ended up being good stories behind it for how they made him. Number 14, Phantom Girl. See again, I've got 2 of those. So this could be a good chance to thin these down and stuff, even though I really enjoy these. I've tried to realize I don't need to keep 8 copies of one thing. There is the, what's his name, Impulse. Actually goes, he's from the future, so I don't know if they kind of crossed him over for that, in that part of it. There is Arm Fall Off Boy. Everybody kind of looks like they're under a spell. Number 18. At last I didn't see another number 18. Now if it was a newsstand and direct, that would be different, but really they're not. Number 20. And I think 20 might have been the end when they actually brought him up a little bit more in age and kind of treated it like Superman, or Superboy was becoming more closer to becoming a Superman. So it looks like I've got enough duplicates of some of these. I probably will thin those down. That will help kind of clear this box a little bit. Now, this is the Legion of Superheroes, the first series before they actually made the regular ones in Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. That's number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Now, I do believe that I got number 1 a little while back. I'll check my CLZ, but I really believe it's probably mixed in some of the boxes I created of newer stuff. As I'm doing this purge, as I get rid of and stack over certain things, I'm trying to also stop, alphabetize everything from like an A to Z in each box until I get to a point where I've kind of filled up everything again, and then I'll go along and then I add again and just keep doing that until eventually it's just all A box, B box kind of thing. It's what I'm shooting for. Now, Legion of Superheroes, this is number 259. This is where they kick out Superboy. I just want to say it that way. So he leaves, and they basically are on their own. So it went from the Superboy series to Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes to finally the Legion of Superheroes. And that ran up to about 300 and maybe 315, somewhere in that. I do have 2 of those. So again, I'll have to reevaluate whether I need to keep both. 259, 260. I might have kept 2 because it was actually the first start of their one that way. 261, 262, 263. Again, I have this whole run leading all the way up like this, so 264. Still got that beautiful 40-cent cover price on these, 265. And if you look, this has got an extra in this issue, a complete 28-page bonus Superman story. So that's very unique for that part of it, because it is a complete story, like a whole nother comic in it. Number 266, 267, 268. And here's what I was talking about before. You see that, and then you get this one, 269, where you got the Fatal 5 on one side with an extra person you don't know, and then you have the Legion on the other. And if you look, that is where Timberwolf is more like that way. And that's about as close as I remember him coming without him becoming more aggressive. He just kind of went around. You get 270, again, Fatal 5. 271. 272. And if you look, it's the Powerhouse premiere issue free inside be the first to dial each for hero, the new heroes you created. This is where they I hate to say, but it's like they shystered a bunch of kids into sending their heroes so that they could place them in comic books. You got your pat on the back for, with your accolades with your name and stuff, but in comparison, I think all the characters that were created got turned over to DC, so they really did become DC property after that. So all those kids kind of lost their stuff, which is why I didn't ever send it in, because I didn't want them to take characters I really liked that I created. Number 273, 274, 275, 276, 277, 278, 279. Yes, that's when we find out who that is. It's Superboy. 280. Sorry to kind of blow that for y'all. 281. 282. I always liked Wildfire too. He was a interesting character at how they done him. I think, when you look at like Timberwolf, he was very grounded that way, but it's the way Wildfire was not a person per se anymore. He was almost like living energy by the end. 284, 285, 286, 287, 288. Doesn't quite look good for him. 289. Let me move those. 289. Now that, personally, is one of those off the newsstands for me as a kid, and one of my favorites. It really is a cold and lonely corner of hell. This is where they're on a planet, no communication capable kind of thing, and they're trying to survive. At the same time, there's this, it's sort of like this soap opera moment for Legion of Superheroes, and just how, Timberwolf's in love with so-and-so, but then Saturn Girl sees that he just don't understand and all this kind of stuff. But it was just so well done with the story, to how they were on the planet, that beautiful front cover there of them actually in that frozen wasteland. It's just a good story. 290, 291, 292. Now if you look, you see the Kirby Crackle looking stuff here, and the guys coming in, we're starting to build up, because as you can see, using that beautiful logo there, the whole title being destroyed as it does by these shadow characters that are coming through. You also got the backup of the Masters of the Universe in there, but it's because of 294 is Darkseid. Now, that one at one point got to be hard to find again, and then I found it. This is a special giant size, but I did get 2 of those. So to me that was a big deal, because you see that a character that's been around for as long as he has is still there, and he's still being evil, or what he believes. We have number 295, and to my knowledge, I meant to say this, because I think this one, I I gotta check, but that's a Canadian 75-cent one. I may be needing a 2.92 regular 60-cent one, so that may be my little chore to find that one, because we just switched over into 60-cent just a little bit back. Yeah, but if you go back, it started 2.79, 2.80 turned into 60 cents. That's where we crossed that threshold. Cosmic Boy. Uh-oh. 296. 296 direct to newsstand. And 297. Got mixed up in the box. 298. I like that one, the western looking cover in that way. 299. 300th edition. Now the big deal about this one is this is one of the first appearances of Garfield. He's one of the characters in the lineup all over the top up there. They drew him in. I have 2 of those because it was a 300th, and I thought it would be good to have more than one. 301, and again, you get the characters. I think it's kind of neat. You get to see their little lineup, and I love how she's just the size of that, so it looks like she's just standing there. 302. Fatal 5 coming back there. 303. 304. 305. 306. 307. 308. 309. Just working our way up. Almost at the end of the box, though. 311. 310. I had it stuck on the back of a different one. This is, I think, when they went to 75 cent by 1984. So, and 312, 313, and then we have annual number 1, annual number 2, The Marriage of Karate Kid. The Legion of Substitute Heroes. Great book. Fun read. I enjoyed them. I thought that they did them well as sort of the, even though Polar Boy eventually became more of a mainstay. And then last but not least, and everybody should have this, Legion of Superheroes with Bugs Bunny. Yes, he joined the Legion of Superheroes, and they're all saying no. I don't get it, because realistically, he says we're not that desperate. I mean, come on now. It's like having Captain Carrot as part of your team. Well, that's it. Box 6. Hopefully you've seen some stuff you liked. Again, I did see a few things I can shuffle out, so hopefully you enjoyed it. I appreciate everybody watching, all the new subscribers, people watching my shorts, as well as my regular videos. I appreciate everybody, and I'll talk to y'all later.